The Galaxy Council chamber was alive with laughter. Alien generals, diplomats, and rulers had gathered in their grand hall to witness what they believed would be a short and amusing battle. At the center of the chamber, a giant holographic projection displayed the star system where the human fleet had just arrived. Their ships were small, their numbers fewer, their designs plain compared to the glowing vessels of the alien armada. The aliens laughed with sharp voices. One of the reptilian commanders smirked. "So these are the humans? The species that dares to challenge us? Look at their toys. I have seen mining drones larger than their warships." More laughter filled the hall. Their arrogance was heavy in the air. They believed this battle would be nothing more than entertainment. From the human side, their fleet seemed fragile. Tiny ships moving in formation like ants standing against lions. The alien mothership alone was larger than 10 of the human frigates combined. Its weapons glowed with energy, promising destruction. Every alien leader watching expected the humans to surrender quickly, but the humans did not surrender. They kept their course steady, their ships aligned in strict formation. The council's laughter turned into mockery. A tall avian alien flapped his wings and said, "Perhaps they came here to beg for mercy, not to fight. Why else would they send such a weak fleet into our space?" Another alien chimed in, "Maybe they only wanted us to destroy them faster. This will be over before the council meeting ends." The chamber roared with cruel amusement, yet among the noise a few alien strategists frowned. Something about the humans was different. They were not panicking, they were not scattering. Their voices over the comms were calm. They were not afraid. This puzzled the sharpest minds in the chamber. In the human fleet, Admiral Reyes stood at the command deck of the lead cruiser. His eyes were steady, his officers worked quickly, every hand confident. No one questioned their mission. They had all known that the galaxy considered them weak. They had all heard the insults, but they were here not to beg, not to surrender. They were here to prove something. The alien armada sent its first warning shot. A beam of blue energy cut across space. It was a deliberate miss meant only to frighten. The alien commanders laughed again. "Run, little humans. Run before we get serious." But the humans did not run. The small fleet adjusted formation and held the line. The first clash began. Alien destroyers surged forward, firing plasma bolts that lit the void like stars exploding. Human ships weaved in tight formations, their shields straining but holding. The aliens expected chaos. Instead, they found discipline. Every move of the human fleet was precise, controlled. Inside the council chamber, the laughter began to fade. "Strange," one insectoid admiral hissed. "They should be retreating. Yet they fight. Their ships are weak, but their formation is perfect." Another alien leaned closer to the hologram, narrowing his many eyes. Meanwhile, the humans returned fire, not with overwhelming power, but with sharp accuracy. Each shot targeted weak points, thrusters, weapon nodes, command bridges. It was as if they had studied the alien ships for years. Small explosions began to scatter across the alien destroyers. Minor damage, but enough to surprise them. Admiral Reyes gave the order in a calm voice. "Hold the line. Stay steady. Remember the signal." His officers nodded. They knew what he meant. They knew what was hidden, and they waited for the right moment. The aliens grew frustrated. Their destroyers could not crush the humans as quickly as expected. "Pathetic pests," one alien general spat. "End this farce. Bring the fleet." East forward. Hundreds of alien warships moved as one, their glowing weapons lighting up space like 1,000 suns. The human fleet still did not retreat. Instead, their ships locked closer together, shields overlapping, formations tightening. They looked like prey surrounded by predators, yet there was no fear in their movements. The Galaxy Council stared in silence now. The laughter was gone, replaced with unease. Something felt wrong. Something was missing. A shadow hung over the battlefield. And in the heart of that silence, Admiral Reyes whispered to himself, "Let them laugh. They will not laugh for long." The alien destroyers swarmed like wolves around a lone herd. Their weapons flashed in burning colors, lighting the darkness of space. Yet the human fleet did not scatter. They moved as if tied by invisible threads. Every ship in perfect rhythm. Shields flared, armor groaned, but not a single vessel broke formation. In the Galaxy Council chamber, the laughter had turned into whispers. The reptilian commander who mocked the humans earlier leaned forward, his scales trembling. Why do they not retreat? Their fleet should be dust already. But the humans were still there, still fighting. Admiral Reyes stood tall on the command deck. His crew reported damage, shields at 60%, weapons overheating. Still, his voice was calm, steady like iron. Maintain course, do not break line, target their flagships. His words spread through every ship, giving strength. A squadron of alien warships broke through, moving fast. Their fire rained down like a storm. For a moment it seemed the humans would finally collapse. But then the small human frigates moved together, weaving like dancers. Two ships sacrificed their armor to shield the third. The third fired back, striking the alien ship in its core. A massive explosion tore through the void, shocking the enemy fleet. Gasps filled the council chamber. The avian alien with silver feathers spoke sharply. Impossible. Their weapons should not pierce our shields. How did they know, Wu? Here to strike? The insectoid admiral answered with unease. They have studied us. They know our weaknesses. The aliens began to feel anger rising. Their overconfidence was breaking. They unleashed more fire, plasma storms, guided missiles, beams that split space itself. The human fleet shook under the assault, but again they refused to retreat. Their formations bent but did not break. Then something unexpected happened. The humans launched a counterattack, not a massive barrage, but precise, cold, calculated. Dozens of alien ships found their engines disabled, their weapons silenced, their crews screaming in confusion. It was not the attack of the weak, it was the strike of hunters. Inside the human fleet, officers exchanged knowing glances. They understood the truth. They were not meant to win here. They were meant to survive, to endure, to hold the line until something greater arrived. The alien generals still mocked, but their voices now carried fear. Even with tricks, they cannot hold forever. End them now. Bring forward the dreadnoughts. The massive alien dreadnoughts moved into range. Their weapons glowed with the power of a dying star. One blast could destroy an entire human squadron. On the lead human cruiser, alarms blared. The crew braced for impact. The enemy dreadnought fired. A blinding beam shot across the battlefield, tearing apart space itself. But at the last second, the human ship scattered with perfect timing. The beam missed its center target, striking only the edge of the formation. The humans regrouped instantly, as if the maneuver had been rehearsed 1,000 times. The dreadnought's crew stared in disbelief. They had missed. From the council chamber, silence fell. The galaxy's rulers leaned closer to the hologram, their faces twisted with unease. This is no weak fleet, one whispered. This is a trap, but for whom? Admiral Yes spoke quietly to his officers. They do not understand. They think this is our full strength, but this is only the beginning. His eyes hardened as he looked at the stars beyond the battle. Beyond the visible void, something waited. On the alien flagship, the Supreme Commander scowled. Enough games, crush them. I want their fleet erased. But his second-in-command hesitated. His many eyes flickered nervously. Commander, what if this is a distraction? The words spread unease across the alien bridge. Back on Earth, billions watched the broadcast in silence. The world held its breath. Families clutched each other, praying for their sons and daughters out there in the void. Every human heart beat with the rhythm of the fleet. The alien forces redoubled their attack, shaking the human line. Hulls cracked, flames burst, yet the humans endured. They gave ground but never collapsed. It was like watching a wall of iron bend but not shatter. In the council chamber, no one laughed anymore. The rulers who mocked humanity were now whispering among themselves, uneasy, uncertain. One question burned in their minds. What were the humans hiding? And far beyond the battle, in the darkness of space where sensors failed to reach, a shadow stirred, a presence so vast it bent the light around it, waiting in silence, waiting for the signal. Admiral Reyes glanced at the chronometer. His lips moved into the faintest smile. Soon, he whispered. Soon they will see. The alien dreadnoughts circled like predators, their glowing weapons humming with energy. Every commander in the Galaxy Council chamber leaned forward, eager to watch humanity finally collapse. The reptiles hissed, the avians flapped their wings, the insectoids clicked their jaws in anticipation. "End it now," growled the Supreme Commander from his flagship. His voice thundered across the comms. "Erase them from the stars." The order echoed, and the dreadnoughts unleashed a storm. Blinding beams tore across space, plasma fire carved through the void, human ships shudder. Edge shields flickered, several frigates burned bright before falling silent. The alien council erupted in cheers, mocking and triumphant. "See how fragile they are. See how quickly they fall. These humans are nothing," one of them shouted. Laughter returned, cruel and heavy, but even as ships were lost, the human line did not break. Admiral Reyes stood unmoved. His voice was cold steel. "Hold positions, rotate the shields, fire in sequence." His fleet obeyed without hesitation. And then, something unexpected happened. The human formation tightened again, overlapping their shields in a way the aliens had never seen. A dreadnought fired directly into their center. The blast should have destroyed half the fleet. Instead, the energy dispersed across multiple ships, lessening the impact. The humans had turned their weakness into a weapon. Every alien in the chamber froze, their cheers cut short. The avian commander squawked nervously. "Impossible. Their ships should not survive that strike. How are they still standing?" The insectoid admiral clicked his mandibles. "They adapt too quickly. They are not fighting like prey. They are fighting like predators." In the human fleet, whispers spread among the officers. They knew their job was not only to fight but to endure, to hold out until the signal was given. Their faces were tired, their ships battered, but their eyes carried fire. The aliens grew impatient, their confidence burned into frustration. They opened broad-channel communications, mocking the humans openly. "You delay the inevitable, pitiful species," one commander spat. "Your courage will only make your destruction more painful." Admiral Reyes listened in silence. His officers waited for his reply. He gave only a short command, "Transmit." His words were sent across the void, his voice calm and cold. "We are not here to delay. We are here to teach." The alias and commanders scoffed, yet unease spread in their fleets. Why were the humans still fighting with such precision? Why did they not surrender? Something unseen pressed against their instincts. Then the strange signals began. Alien sensors picked up faint distortions in the outer system. Something massive moved far beyond their range. For a moment, the Galaxy Council chamber buzzed with alarm. "What is that reading?" one alien demanded. "A ghost? A weapon?" The Supreme Commander silenced them with a growl. "Tricks, nothing more. The humans are bluffing." His voice was strong, but his eyes betrayed doubt. On the battlefield, alien ships began to hesitate. Their movements less sharp, their fire less confident. The human fleet exploited every pause, striking weak points, disabling thrusters, blinding sensors. Slowly, the giant armada was bleeding. In the council chamber, the rulers leaned forward, their confidence cracked. The insectoid admiral whispered, "This should have been over an hour ago. Why do they endure? What are they waiting for?" Admiral Reyes looked to the stars. His lips barely moved as he whispered, "Soon." He raised his hand, and a silent signal passed through his fleet. No alien saw it, but the humans knew. The moment was coming. Beyond the battlefield, deep in the void where light bent and shadows twisted, something stirred. The faint distortions grew stronger, like ripples in the fabric of space. Alien sensors struggled to measure it, numbers spinning out of control. Panic spread through some alien crews. "Something is coming," they cried. "Something vast." The commanders silenced them harshly, but the fear remained. For the first time, the mighty armada looked uncertain, and in that uncertainty, humanity stood unbroken. The so-called weak fleet of Earth, small and battered, still held the line against a power that ruled the galaxy. Inside the council chamber, the silence was heavy. The rulers who once laughed now sat in shadows of fear. For the first time, they wondered if humanity was not we. At all, Admiral Reyes looked at his officers, his eyes sharp, his voice calm. "Hold steady. They will see what strength really means." The alien armada pressed harder. Their ships fired volley after volley, desperate to crush the human fleet. But the humans refused to fall. Their formations bent but did not break. Their weapons cut sharp and precise, turning every moment into resistance. In the Galaxy Council chamber, the silence was heavy. Gone was the laughter. Gone was the arrogance. The rulers who mocked humanity now leaned forward with tense eyes. They whispered to each other, "Why are they still alive? Why are they still fighting?" Admiral Reyes stood at the center of his command deck. His officers reported damage, half the ship scarred, several close to destruction. Yet his voice remained calm. "Steady the line, hold position." Every order he gave felt like iron, unshakable. His crew obeyed without hesitation. Then it happened. A flicker on the alien sensors. A distortion at the edge of the system. It lasted only a second, but it spread like fire. Alien crews began shouting. "Unidentified mass detected, coordinates unclear." Their commanders barked at them to ignore it, calling it a glitch, but the distortion returned, stronger. The space around the battlefield trembled as if something immense was pushing through. Stars near the horizon seemed to flicker, bending unnaturally. Panic began to rise in the alien ranks. Some crews whispered of ghost fleets, others of ancient weapons. The Galaxy Council chamber erupted in chaos. "What is that reading? Why is space bending? Are the humans hiding something?" The Supreme Commander slammed his clawed fist onto the console. "Ignore it, crush the humans now. They are weak. They cannot harm us," his voice thundered, but even he could not silence the unease in his own eyes. Meanwhile, the humans noticed the same sigh. Nulls, but instead of fear, they felt a quiet fire within. Officers exchanged subtle nods, smiles flickered on tired faces. They knew what was coming. They had waited for this moment. Admiral Reyes gave a soft command, his voice barely above a whisper. "Prepare transmission. All ships hold fire. Hold the line." His officers obeyed instantly. The alien fleet grew nervous as the humans suddenly went silent. Their weapons dimmed, their formation tightened. It looked less like desperation and more like preparation. The alien generals scowled. "What trick is this? Why have they stopped firing?" Then the distortion roared across sensors, so powerful that alien displays overloaded. Screens cracked, alarms blared, crews shouted in fear. Out beyond the battle, something vast was moving, something so immense that it bent the very laws of physics. A shadow emerged on the edge of sight, too large to be a normal vessel. It moved slowly, deliberately, as if the stars themselves were shifting. The alien commanders froze. For the first time, the mighty conquerors of the galaxy were speechless. The insectoid admiral whispered in a broken voice, "That is no glitch. That is real." The avian commander trembled, feathers shaking. "What have the humans done? What are they bringing here?" Admiral Reyes closed his eyes for a brief moment, then opened them with fire. "Let them see," he said. His words carried across every human ship, filling their crews with strength. The alien armada faltered, their ships slowed, their fire grew scattered, confusion spread like disease, their overconfidence cracked into fear. For the first time, they realized they did not understand their enemy. In the Galaxy Council chamber, rulers shouted over each other, "This is impossible. Humans should not have such power. They were supposed to be weak." But weakness was nowhere to be found. The shadow grew larger, stretching across the battlefield like a wall of darkness. Even before its form was clear, its presence alone shattered the illusion of alien superiority. One alien crew screamed. Dig into the comms. "It's a mothership, a human mothership." The words echoed across the armada like thunder, and as the vast silhouette crept closer, Admiral Reyes whispered the words that chilled every heart. "This battle has only just begun." The shadow at the edge of the battlefield grew larger with every second. At first it was only a distortion, a ripple in the stars, but now it began to take shape, and the shape was terrifying. Alien sensors screamed with warnings, massive object approaching, unknown class. The readings broke their systems, numbers climbing beyond known limits. Crews shouted in disbelief, "The scale is wrong, no ship can be this size." In the Galaxy Council chamber, fear spread like wildfire. The reptilian general who once mocked humanity now hissed nervously, his scales tightening. "What trick is this? How can they possess something so vast?" The avian commander flapped his wings in panic. "It is not possible. Humans are primitive. They cannot build this." On the battlefield, the alien armada wavered, their mighty formation bent as ships slowed in confusion. Some captains hesitated to fire, their instincts screaming that they faced something unnatural. The humans, however, stood silent. Their fleet stopped firing altogether. Their ships held the line like statues, Every human crew knew what was coming. Their patience was a blade waiting to strike. Admiral Reyes watched the distortion unfold, his voice calm as he spoke. All ships, prepare for recognition, hold transmission steady. His crew answered with firm voices, not a single soul afraid. Then it came. The stars seemed to tear apart. A massive silhouette slid into the system, black against the glowing void. Its edges glimmered with power, its frame larger than anything the aliens had ever faced. The alien motherships, once the pride of the galaxy, now looked like toys beside this giant. Its hull stretched across the horizon. Its weapons towers glowed with quiet menace. The humans had not brought a ship. They had brought a titan. The Galaxy Council chamber shook with voices. This is impossible. No records show such a vessel. The humans deceived us, some rulers shouted in fury, others trembled in silence. For the first time in their history, they faced a power beyond their understanding. Alien captains sent panicked reports. It dwarfs our dreadnoughts. We cannot measure its strength. Sensors fail to scan its weapons. It is unstoppable. Crews that once mocked humanity now whispered in terror. The Supreme Commander slammed his claw on the console. It does not matter. Fire everything. Destroy it before it engages. His dreadnoughts obeyed, unleashing a storm of plasma and beams. The massive blast struck the human mothership, lighting its hull with fire and fury. But when the light faded, the mothership remained untouched. Its shields shimmered faintly, absorbing the energy like rain on stone. Gasps echoed across the alien fleet. Despair flooded their voices. Their greatest weapons had done nothing. Inside the human fleet, crews cheered softly, their spirits soared. For years, their kind had been mocked, humiliated, called weak, and now the galaxy would see the truth. Admiral Reyes raised his hand, his voice cold and final. Transmit to all channels. His message carried across the battlefield. This is humanity's strength. You mocked us. You underestimated us. Now you will learn respect. The mothership's weapons came alive. Its towers rotated. Its cannons glowed. And for a moment, the battlefield fell silent. Aliens stared in dread at the sight of power they could not comprehend. In the Galaxy Council chamber, rulers fell into silence too. The insectoid admiral clicked nervously. If they have built one such ship, how many more wait in the dark? His words chilled every alien leader. The mothership released a single volley. Not full power, not even half, just a taste. The blast. It tore through 3 alien battleships instantly. Their wreckage scattered across space like broken toys. Alien fleets broke formation. Captains screamed in terror. Their pride was gone, their arrogance shattered. The hunters of the galaxy now looked like prey, and as the shadow of the human mothership covered the stars, Admiral Reyes whispered words that carried across every human soul. This is only the beginning. The battlefield had gone silent. Alien ships floated in hesitation, their weapons dim, their captains frozen by the sight before them. The human mothership loomed over everything, its massive hull casting a shadow across the stars. The alien dreadnoughts, once proud and untouchable, looked like fragile insects beside the Titan. Their weapons glowed, but none dared fire. Fear had taken hold. Inside the Galaxy Council chamber, rulers whispered in broken voices. It cannot be real. No primitive species could build such power. They lied. They deceived us. Others shook their heads. If this is only one ship, what else do they hide? Admiral Reyes stood tall on the command deck. His officers awaited his order. Their eyes shone with fire. They knew this was the moment, humanity's moment, the moment the galaxy would never forget. Activate all systems, Reyes commanded. The mothership awoke. Lights rippled across its vast frame. Weapons towers glowed like suns. Massive engines hummed with power that shook the void. Alien fleets panicked. Orders clashed with fear. Some commanders screamed, "Attack now, destroy it." Others shouted, "Retreat, run before it fires." Confusion spread like wildfire. Then the mothership fired. A single beam of white fire lanced across the battlefield, slicing through an alien dreadnought as if it were paper. The massive vessel cracked apart, exploding into 1,000 burning fragments. Silence followed, then panic erupted. Alien. Ships scattered, formations shattered. The once proud armada broke apart in fear. Captains shouted over comms, "We cannot fight this. Fall back." Save yourselves, the battlefield became chaos. The Galaxy Council chamber was chaos too. Rulers who had mocked humanity now screamed in fear. Some demanded retreat, others demanded surrender. None dared laugh anymore. The mothership moved forward. Its shields glimmered as alien fire splashed uselessly against it. Its weapons unleashed storm after storm. Precision strikes tore apart enemy cruisers, fighters, and dreadnoughts. One by one, the galaxy's strongest ships burned. Admiral Reyes gave a simple order, his voice calm. No mercy for arrogance. Show them who we are. The mothership's guns roared. Its missiles streaked across space. Its energy blasts ripped through steel and fire. Alien fleets crumbled under the storm. A desperate alien commander cried over comms. This is not possible. How can humans possess such strength? We were told they were weak. His words turned into screams as his ship exploded. On Earth, billions watched. Tears streamed down faces. Cheers filled cities. For centuries, humanity had been mocked, insulted, pushed aside. And now the galaxy saw their truth. The avian commander in the council chamber collapsed in his seat, his wings trembling. We thought them children. We thought them harmless. But they are monsters. They are predators. His voice broke with terror. Admiral Reyes stood silent, his eyes on the burning wreckage of the alien fleet. He spoke only once. You underestimated us. You thought we were weak, but we are humanity, and we will never kneel. The mothership's cannons lit the stars. Final waves of alien ships tried to resist, but they were torn apart like glass under stone. The void became a graveyard of alien pride. Then the mothership stopped firing. Its massive guns dimmed. The battlefield was silent once more. Only wreckage floated where a mighty armada once stood. Humanity's fleet remained, battered but unbroken. And at its heart stood the mothership, untouchable, unstoppable. In the council chamber, silence fell. No one laughed, no one mocked. For the first time, the galaxy rulers felt fear of a species they once called weak. And deep inside, each of them asked the same question. If this is only one mothership, how many more wait in the dark? Admiral Reyes looked into the stars, his voice steady. This is not the end. This is the beginning. Humanity rises. The battlefield was silent. The wreckage of the alien fleet floated like broken bones across the void. Fires burned on shattered hulls, the glow of destruction painting the stars. Where once thousands of ships stood proud, only ruins remained. The human mothership hovered in the center of it all, its vast shadow stretching across the battlefield, untouched, unbroken, unstoppable. It had turned the galaxy's greatest fleet into dust. On the command deck, Admiral Reyes stood calm. His crew stared at the screens in awe. Some smiled, others cried. All of them understood that history had just changed forever. Humanity had risen from weakness to power in a single night. In the Galaxy Council chamber, silence reigned. The rulers who mocked humanity now sat in terror, their eyes wide, their voices trembling. Some whispered, "They were never weak. We were blind." Others whispered darker fears. If this is only one mothership, what else waits in the shadows? The supreme alien commander, once arrogant and cruel, now stood pale with fear. His claws shook as he spoke. We must sue for peace. We must stop this before they decide to strike at us all. But no one answered him. The council was paralyzed. On the battlefield, the alien survivors begged for mercy. Do not fire. We surrender. Spare us. Their voices echoed across broken channels. Panic had replaced pride. The conquerors of the galaxy had become beggars. Admiral Rey listened to the desperate calls. His face was cold. You mocked us. You hunted us. You wanted us erased. And now you know the truth. Humanity kneels to no one. His words carried across every channel, piercing the hearts of alien crews. Then the mothership shifted, its weapons dimmed, its engines burned brighter, and slowly it turned away from the battlefield. It did not chase the survivors. It did not finish them. It left them broken with their fear, for that fear was more powerful than death. As the massive ship pulled back, the alien fleets remained frozen. None dared follow, none dared fire. They only watched in silence as the Titan left the field it had claimed. Back on Earth, the world erupted in cheers. Families cried with joy. Children shouted the name of the mothership. Nations celebrated together. Humanity stood united. They were no longer weak, no longer prey. But Admiral Reyes knew the truth. This was not the end. This was only the first step. He looked at his officers, his voice calm and sharp. Signal the others. A young officer hesitated. The others, sir? Reyes nodded. It is time. Across the void, in hidden systems, shadows stirred. More colossal shapes began to awaken, hidden motherships built in silence, each one waiting for its moment. The galaxy had seen only one, and already it trembled, but humanity had more, many more. In the council chamber, the insectoid admiral gasped as new signals appeared on their sensors. His voice cracked. There are more of them, more motherships. The avian commander collapsed into his seat, feathers trembling. The humans, they will rule the stars. Admiral Reyes stood at the heart of his bridge, his eyes on the stars. His voice carried a final command. Send the message. Humanity is no longer weak. Humanity has risen. Let the galaxy remember this day. The mothership and its fleet vanished into the void, leaving behind silence, wreckage, and fear. The galaxy would never laugh again, for they had seen the truth. Humanity's time had come.